Welcome to Toggl Plan, the beautifully simple project planning tool. In this video, I will give you a quick overlook of the Toggl Plan workspace and show you what makes Toggl Plan so special. It's easy to use, flexible, and gives you a very clear visual overview. After signing up to Toggl Plan, you'll land on a team timeline like this. It will look empty, but don't worry, we'll set it up together. On the horizontal axis at the top, you'll see the calendar. This is the view on all timelines, calendar at the top. You'll see today's date highlighted, the month here, and we can easily move around by using a touchpad to swipe left and right, or by using your mouse and keyboard, so holding down Shift while you scroll up and down. On the vertical axis of the team timeline, you'll find users. This is me here and my section of the team timeline. We've got more users set up here already, so let me show you how to do just that. Let's click on this user icon and choose which kind of user we'd like to add. We won't be just adding an existing user to this team now, we'll add a completely new user. Now, we can type in just a name, which will create a ghost user. That's someone we can assign tasks to, but we're not inviting to collaborate with us in this workspace quite yet. Alternatively, you can add a full email address, and this will automatically send an invitation to this person to come in and start planning with you. Now you'll find this user on your team timeline. Let's create a first task for Jakob. Let's say we want the task to start on Monday. All you need to do is click on the timeline and you see a task pop up appear. We'll look at the task pop-up in more detail in another video and keep it real simple now. We'll just name the task. You'll see it's automatically assigned to Jakob since we clicked on his section of the team timeline to create a task. Similarly, the start and end dates have been set based on that. We can close the task pop-up by clicking at the X at the top right-hand corner or by just clicking back on the timeline, anywhere on the timeline. And here's our first task. You don't always need to start with one-day tasks. You can also click on the timeline and drag the task longer, like this. You'll see that the dates have been set according to where I clicked and let go of the timeline. Let's call this first task. Now, let me show you the magic of Toggl Plan timelines. You can so easily move tasks around by dragging them. For example, we can quickly edit the dates by just moving the task around. We can move an assigned task from another user to Jakob. We can extend the task or make it shorter by dragging the edges of the task. We can also assign the task to multiple users by opening up the task pop-up and adding more assignees. And now we can see the task assigned to all of us on the team timeline. Now that we're more familiar with the team timeline, let's start really planning your work. On the left-hand side panel, you'll see our teams and plans. Let's create a new plan by clicking on this plus icon. We'll name this plan blog, and we can adjust the color of this plan to something we'd enjoy the most. And we can choose whether this plan should have a timeline or board view or both, and we'll keep both for this one. You'll see the similarities to team timeline right away. At the top, we have the calendar again, but on the vertical axis, we now have segments, which will help you better organize the plan timeline. For our blog plan, we could add segments like posts, general tasks, and collaborations. You'll see the segments dividing up the plan timeline now, just like users did on the team timeline. Let's add a task from this view by clicking on the timeline again, intro post. And you'll see that this time, the plan and segment, as well as dates, have been automatically assigned to the task because of where we created it. But you'll find the assignee field empty. If you'd like the task to appear on the team timeline, just assign it to a user. And here's our very first task in this plan. Let's also take a look at the plan board view by clicking on the board in the sidebar here or at the top of your timeline. In the board view, we'll be able to see the tasks organized by status. You'll see the 4 default statuses: to do, in progress, blocked, and done. But how you'd like to organize the board is completely up to you. You can edit the emojis or remove them completely. You can rename any status. You can delete them, hide them, and move them around. You can also create a completely new status and create the custom status to function as a done status. You can move tasks from one status to another by quickly dragging and dropping them, and create a task from this view as well. Now we just need to choose the status for this task to start out from and click on Add Task. What I really want to draw your attention to here is that this task will be linked to this plan and status, but it won't be assigned to anyone, nor will it have dates attached. What this means is that it will not show up on your team or plan timelines until you add dates and assignee to this task in the task pop-up. I won't do that now, so I can show you a quick trick in just a minute. So for that, let's head back to the plan timeline and click open the task box. Task box is a great feature that helps you keep track of your unscheduled, unassigned, and draft tasks. So we can see the task we just created in board view here, and we can simply drag and drop it to our timeline, assigning dates and segment to it. Just keep in mind that you need to add the assignee separately to make it show on your team timeline. Now, let's say we have our first deadline for this blog project on Friday. You can create milestones by clicking on the date at the top horizontal axis. We'll just call it blog deadline and make it visible everywhere. This means that the deadline will be visible in not only this plan timeline, but across all timelines, so the whole team can take it into consideration when planning their work. I recommend using a bold color for this to make it really pop out on the timeline. And now we can clearly see something important is going on Friday. Let's head back to the team timeline again. You'll see the milestone we just added here and the blog tasks in blue assigned to Jakob. So this is the difference between team and plan timelines. The team timeline pulls together all assigned tasks across your plans for easy scheduling and resource management, creating this beautiful color-coded timeline. Whereas the plan timeline allows you to plan one project in more detail and to make sure the tasks are in logical order for that project. But keep in mind that the plan board tasks need to have dates and assignees to show on the team timeline. You can again use the task box feature to quickly find all unscheduled tasks assigned to this team. Let's finish off this demo video by the most satisfying part of any workday, marking tasks done. Instead of heading to the plan board to drag the task from one status to another, or opening the task pop-up to edit the status, we'll just do it by right-clicking on the task we've finished. This is a quick way to edit the status of a task, to duplicate, delete, or move it, but we'll mark it done now and see it turn white, clearly indicating that this task no longer needs our attention. I hope you feel a bit more confident with the basics of planning a Toggl Plan now and you're ready to explore on your own. If you have any questions after watching this video, just drop us an email at support@plan.toggl.com. We're always happy to hear from you.